G'day, Andy from Single I'm going to taste the Benromach 15-year-old. Now, Benromach is the smallest distillery in Speyside, not the smallest distillery in Scotland. That honour belongs to Edredor. But Benromach is also one of the newest, oldest distilleries in Speyside as well. You see, the distillery has been around for a very long time. However, it was fully refurbished and rebuilt about 15 years ago. Well, it was reopened about probably 16 or 17 years ago, actually. And the good people from Gordon MacPhail, who are a very large independent bottler and do a wonderful job with their independent bottlings in the town of Elgin, bought this really run-down old distillery and invested a lot of money into it and turned it into a beautiful, really state-of-the-art distillery. They have 3 people working in the distillery, and they do everything. A lot of it still is hand done. They like to maintain the craft, but they also use some very tricky new technology as well to use the best of both worlds. And the people at Benromach have the philosophy of bringing back or rediscovering the distilleries from the early days of Speyside, so around the 60s or the earlier part of the 19th century, when the barley was still dried with peat, even in Speyside. Speysides these days have been developed to a more softer taste, and as a result, the barley tends to be air dried, and it makes a Scotch whisky more in line with the Johnnie Walker Red Label, and is better for blending as opposed to the whiskies that are just great by themselves, which have that lovely peatiness and smokiness. So because it's Speyside, it's not an island or an isla style. Generally, the Speyside peated whiskies don't have those classic salty, iodine characters. They tend to have lots of really good sweetness from the really good barley, but then that's overlaid with the smokiness. So it's a very different flavour to the Speysides. So this is the 15-year-old. It's been aged in both American and sherry casks. So it's packaged in a lovely bronze case. It's got a lovely bronze colour. Now, I would imagine that these guys would not have put any additives in it, which they have not. And it's bottled at 43%. Very good. So there's no caramel in this, and it's that's the true colour. The classic Speyside single malt Scotch whisky, 15. Quite lovely. So the Benromach distillery, founded in 1898 and rebuilt in 15 years ago. What's that? 2002? Yeah, maybe the 1990s that it was relaunched. So I'm a big fan of Benromach. Been there back in 2008, and at that stage they hadn't even released the 10-year-old. So they were only releasing a non-age statemented whiskey, and then they released the 10-year-old shortly after that, which was fantastic, and I'm really salivating, looking forward to trying this, because I know that these guys really do try to put artisan work into their whiskey. So let's have a wee taste, huh? Let's see. Ooh, Yum. Lots of caramel. Straight on the nose. So coming from really good sherry barrels that the Gordon MacPhail people trade in. Actually, that's the dominant nose character. It's caramel. Lovely sultanas. Oh, you know when you get the little sunbeam packets of sultanas that you might give to your kids and put them in the lunch boxes and you open it up and that smell just jumps out. Love sultanas. So there's some, that's really the dominant nose character. It's not a really big, overt whiskey jumping out of the glass. There is some peat smoke, a little bit of peat smoke, more on the smoky side than the peaty side. So we talked about this a little bit last time, where peat tends to be, smells sort of like rotten. This smells more like charry oak. So it smells like bushfire or the hearth of a fire. If you've ever cleaned out the hearth of a fire, you'll know that smell. But it's a lovely overlay with the lovely Spanish oak and some slight vanilla tones, which would be from the American oak as well. Now that, wow! Now that is fantastic. Wow! Oh, there's that smokiness coming through on the aftertaste. Oh yeah, you really get a lovely smokiness on the back palate with the dryingness. Now what I'm wowing about, sorry to come back, is there's this really unusual tangerine and tamarind, wonderful, wonderful flavour that comes through just after the second on the second flavour. So initially it's barley sugar sweetness, and then bam, you get this massive explosion of incredible. What is that? It's like mandarin peel. You know when you peel a mandarin, oh, there it is. Wow, it's fantastic. When you peel a mandarin and that oil that sprays out, it's sort of got that character, but it doesn't get in your eye and hurt. It's just that lovely smell that you get when you smell someone peeling a mandarin. Oh, wow. That is a real surprise. What a wonderful combination of flavours. That was a pretty big dram, and I have knocked that off in no time at all because I just can't stop digging into this glass to get that lovely flavour that comes through. And I really enjoy that smoky aftertaste as well. Yum. I don't think this one's going to last long. Might be one to buy a second bottle of because that is crack-a-lackin'.